iPhone SE Vibrator Replacement Guide. We're going to need the following tools for this procedure: tweezers for managing screws, a plastic prying tool for unsnapping cables, a suction cup for getting the screen apart, a guitar pick for prying the screen, a pentalobe screwdriver, proprietary Apple screwdriver, a 00 Phillips head screwdriver. Begin by locating the two pentalobe screws near the charging port. Go ahead and release the two pentalobe screws. With the pentalobe screws removed, go ahead and apply the suction cup as close as you can to the home button. If the screen is badly damaged, go ahead and use a piece of tape to cover over the cracks so we can get a good seal for the suction cup. Apply the suction cup over the tape. While pinching the sides with your index and thumb, go ahead and tug on the suction cup. You can see it'll start pulling the screen out of the frame. Go ahead and insert the guitar pick near the auxiliary port. There's a little notch for it to be able to get in, and start the separation. Once the separation has started, just tilt the guitar pick left to right and you can widen the gap. Be careful, there's a very fragile connection to the home button. With your tweezers, go ahead and remove the shield that guards the home button connection. It just lifts right up. Now disconnect the home button. We can now tilt up the screen and prepare to disconnect it from the phone. The screen connections are covered by a shield and secured with 4 Phillips head screws. Go ahead and start on the top right Phillips head screw, and going around the contour of the shield, remove the remaining 3 Phillips head screws. With the screws removed, we can go ahead and lift up the shield. Now with a plastic prying tool, let's begin by removing the connection all the way on the right. Just pry underneath it gently and push up. While pinching it back, remove the second connection. These connections should be unplugged sequentially. Now the third, and that's it. The screen is now loose. The vibrator is secured with 3 Phillips head screws. Go ahead and remove the one up top first. Now the one in the bottom, and the one in the top left. Here's what the vibrator looks like. Reassembly. Reinsert the vibrator back into its socket. Secure the screw in the bottom first. This will keep it aligned. And then the screw in the top left. To reinsert the final screw in the top, you can pick up the phone and tilt it at an angle so it's easier for the screw to go in. And that's it. It's time to reattach the screen to the phone. Go ahead and pry back 2 of the 3 screen cables. Align the first connection that's vertical and press it in. Make sure it clicks in, and shift around the screen to make sure that it's a snug connection, it won't pop out. Now the second connection, just like the first, go ahead and click it in. Make sure you feel a click when you push it into its socket. Now the third and final connection. With all 3 cables secure, let's go ahead and place the shield back over the cables. We'll need to secure the 2 top screws first. Starting with the top right screw, go ahead and secure that first, and then the one on the left. That should keep the cables from coming apart. Now the 2 Phillips head screws on the bottom. It's almost time to clamp up the phone, but before we do, we'll need to make one final connection, the home button connection. Go ahead and align it with its socket first. Click it into place with your finger. This might be a bit tricky. Put some pressure on it with some tweezers, make sure it's firmly into its socket. Now with your finger, move the cable around to make sure the connection is good. Let's place back the shield over it. With the little metal part on the bottom, that's the correct orientation. Just place it over and click it in place. Move the cable around to make sure it's snug and it won't come apart. Okay, on the top, pry the screen into the phone first, then push down on it. Start going around the contour of the phone, clicking it into place. Make sure that everything is all the way in and it's completely flush on all sides. Let's reinstall the 2 pentalobe screws near the charger to finish up this installation. Let's power on the phone to test it to make sure that everything is plugged in correctly. That concludes this video. Thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe and check out more videos at appledollars.com.